Here I am at my start point for my 100-kilometer trek to raise funds for Shelter Box. I'm at Dead Horse Lake in the Duck Mountains. There's a big storm coming in behind me. I hope to make it to Rattlesnake Lake before it happens. I've been walking for almost 40 kilometers today, and I am absolutely exhausted. I'm on my last legs. Thankfully, my total is 106 kilometers right now, so I can wrap this up and get out of here. I'd like to thank everyone that sponsored me with their donations. Those donations will go a long way in changing lives after disaster strikes anywhere in the world. Thank you so much. I am crossing Baseline Lake, just north of the Cackwell Wildlands. And last I heard, it was minus 35 in Grand Prairie. Snow is still very sticky. Can't get very much momentum going here. Just tastes like eating a handful of spruce needles pretty much. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna light this fire stick first so I don't burn out all my matches. There it goes. This is it. This is my bed tonight. It is raging hot. Almost too warm to be next to right now, so I might let that die down a bit. Not much of a shelter. I built it in about half an hour. I just mainly wanted a nice bed. Seems like it could be a little bit of a colder night, sleeping in this river valley on the sandy ground. Alright, I've been waiting for this all day, ever since I first found these fiddleheads when I was struggling with that mountain. All that brown stuff, I just gotta scrape that off. And the rest is good. I just got out of bed, if that's what you want to call it. And as you can see, my fire is still burning good. The water is icy cold and there's no way I'm going in there. It basically feels like I'm back in the middle of January, standing on top of a very high mountain. Right now I'm in a swamp near Grand Prairie, Alberta in Canada. It's a little uncomfortable. A lot of duckweed, all kinds of creatures swimming around. And I just pulled one of these starchy roots right out of the ground here, as you can see, and I'm just chewing it to get some water out of it. You can see how dense this vegetation is, and carrying this 50 pounds of gear, camera gear and survival gear, does not help the situation out. Okay, for the most part, the bed, the ground is done. I got about a half a foot of these reeds laid down, and that should be sufficient enough. Now I need to worry about making a roof. So I seen some willows back there. I'm gonna go and take a look and see what I can find and drag as many of them out as I can to make a roof structure. Here's the willows. I am getting swarmed. This is by no means fun. It's the beginning of day 2. Can't pass this opportunity. There's a lot of birch trees behind me which are great for starting fire. There's 2 big spruce. One's on relatively flat ground, which will be great for a shelter. Fingertips have already frozen. I've made it. I'm at the top. I'm coming down off of this mountain in this little creek run here, and I got an obstacle. I either have to go under this little tunnel, or I have to go over it. I don't want to go over it because it's pretty slanted and it's very slippery. You can hear water dripping behind me. I don't want to risk sliding 20 meters off the edge of that, so I'm going to go under it. But this is also very... It's also very dangerous because of how much it's melting right now. Just over 8,000 kilometers away is a spot in Manitoba called the Roaring River. And it wasn't too long ago when I last stood there. My last memory, it's very sunny and a nice day. And now I find myself in soaking conditions, pouring rain in the Amazon jungle in northern Bolivia. Guess this is why they call it the jungle.
Last night when I crossed this stream is 1:30 in the morning.
It's quite rough out here on Mallard Lake. Pouring rain, really windy.
Jump in the water and retrieve it. I was hoping it would flow over to the next beaver dam, but I had no luck for half an hour. So here I am. I've managed to find some form of a trail at least. Very old logging road, but it's going to help me pick up some time. That hazel was just brutal. Just mangled my arms in there.
This is quite the sight for me. For the first time in my life, I'm here at Finley Lake, and I will be on the water very shortly. This is Lundstedt Lake, and there's a swan on the lake right now. Might sound crazy, but I'd much rather be walking in this swamp than through that hazel. It's one thing to walk in here, but to drag a kayak is a whole nother ball game. So I'm gonna feel the pain for the next few days for coming here. But now that I'm here, I'm really enjoying it. So that's what I just portaged through. I can't guarantee that I'm the only person to ever kayak on North Lake, Finley Lake, Round Lake, Robinson Lake. I have no idea really, but I can guarantee I am the first person to portage through all that blowdown. Feels good to be back. I came out of the bush about 100 meters from my car. Pretty lucky considering my GPS was dead, my flashlight was dead, so I had to kind of wing it in the dark here.